a pretty massive haul today that I'm really, really excited about. Since I decided to make these orders, I've just been so excited to get them. But it's kind of funny because I had thought about getting these and then thought to myself, I don't think I need to own these physically or something along those lines. After reading it, I did honestly consider getting the box sets because I really love the look of the spines. They're so colorful, and I do really like the story and love a lot of the characters. But my husband talked me out of it, so we kind of figured that if I was going to do a full read-through, I could just do it digitally again. And yet, here we are today. So as you can see, I bought all 4 of the one-piece box sets, so totaling volumes 1 to 90. And at this point, I have no regrets. I was interested in collecting this series and thought about the box sets immediately after finishing reading this series on the Shonen Jump app. But I was thinking it was possible I might have been on a post-reading high and I wanted to calm down a little bit and make sure that after some time had passed that I would still want to and was making a level-headed decision. But over 2 months have passed now since I read the series and I still wanted to get them, and my husband has been reading it as well and he's been enjoying it, so I thought it would be nice to get the series before he gets any further into it so he can continue in the physicals rather than continuing in the Shonen Jump app. But the past couple months, I have been watching the prices because I definitely wanted to get these with a discount because each of these retail for about $185. But a couple weeks ago, I was really happy to see that 3 of these 4 box sets were about 45% off on Amazon. And then I believe it was the first box set was only like 20% off, and I wanted a bigger discount than that. And fortunately, right around the time that I was watching the prices for Amazon, the first box set was part of the Right Stuff box set sale, and I believe it was 30 or 35% off. So I just went ahead and in one night just ordered all 4 of them. But I'll put an image up on the screen how they arrived. So the one from Right Stuff Anime was just in its own box and it was packaged well. I was happy when I unboxed it. There was no damage to it. The 3 that I ordered from Amazon, though, even though I ordered them all separately and I got separate shipping notifications for them, they sent them all together in a huge box. And weeks before I put these orders in, I had ordered a few random things from Amazon, like some bubble mailer envelopes and like a phone case, and they just hadn't shipped it. So then once I put this order in, they just threw it all together in a giant box. So as soon as I saw that giant box, I was like, oh no, thinking that they'd just be packed super loose and just be slamming into each other as they were being shipped up to me. And when I looked into the box, everything was packed pretty loosely, but somehow they made it safely and there was no damage on any of the box sets, which really surprised me. But I kind of think that because it was such a ridiculously large box and it said heavy all over it, I feel like maybe they were more careful with it when they were moving it around and transporting it. But I'm just really, really happy that I have them now. Another concern that I had was that the books might not match, or I don't know if you could notice, but the 4th box set is skinnier. And it turns out it has less volumes in it, but I was thinking, my first thought was, oh no, what if it was printed on the white paper that is thinner than the typical manga paper? Oh no. But it was just fewer volumes, so it was a smaller box set. But I have seen like newer printed volumes as well as older printed volumes that have different logos. So like Shonen Jump like this versus Shonen Jump with a circle around it in a different font, as well as Viz being like this, just printed at the base of the spine versus the little white box with Viz printed in black. And I'm sure a lot of people just would give that no thought and would not care if they had a mix, but I really wanted all of mine to match. I mean, if I had gotten like one box set that had the older design, that would have been fine, but I was just really happy when I opened up each of these boxes to check all of the spines were aligned and they all matched, and I'm just thrilled about it. And then with this box set, I'm just like, Sanji. So I'm not going to go through and pull out every single volume and show the front and back covers, since there are 90 volumes, but I'll take a few minutes and just show each of the box sets one by one, just the exteriors and then how they look with the spines inside, as well as each box set comes with, I believe, a poster and a little extra booklet. So I'll go through all 4 of them, and then after I do that, I'm gonna shelve them, and I have a whole new display. I spent the last couple days reorganizing my collection and moving my shelves around so that I could fit these in as soon as I got them. So I'll have timestamps below if you want to skip the individual showings of the boxes and jump straight to the shelving, or if you want to look at a specific box set, I'll have those marked in the timestamps as well. Okay, so before I get all of the books out of the box sets and onto my shelves, I just got 2 6-packs of these floral display foam bricks. And I really like these because they're really lightweight, so they don't add a lot of weight on my shelves. But I have to wrap them individually because each brick is like really delicate. Like if I hit it with something, it will crumble. And it just like, if you touch it, it leaves off like a powdery residue. But then once they're wrapped, they're like perfect. They're the perfect size too, fitting 3 across on my shelf to be a little riser for me. And I need some risers now that I have all these new volumes because I'm planning to double stack them. So I'm gonna get these all wrapped. Okay, so I have all 12 of these. I did 6 of them where the zipper will be running across the back and it'll be a little shorter. And then 6 of them where they're a little taller and the zipper is running along the back. If I had done them both just all the same way, then if I did any of them laying on the zipper, it would make them kind of wobbly and uneven. So I'm planning to do for each one a tall riser and a shorter riser so that the books will just fit the way that I want them to be according to the measurements that I took. So I'm gonna get started. All right, it's all done. So I was gonna actually film shelving all of the volumes, but I actually filmed it in the vertical orientation because I wanted to upload the shelving as a reel on Instagram, and then I'm also planning to get it uploaded to YouTube as a short. And I didn't think about the fact that if I did that, then they'd all be on the shelf already and I wouldn't have filmed it with the horizontal orientation. So I thought about just pulling all the books off the shelf and filming, putting them back on, but I decided not to do that. So if you want to see just like a kind of speedy version of me putting all of the manga on the shelves, by the time this video is uploaded, I will hopefully earlier this week have uploaded a YouTube short or an Instagram reel to show the shelving portion of this day. But now that it's all the manga is up on the shelves, I'm really, really happy with it. I knew when I was considering collecting this series physically that I would want the singles rather than the omnibus volumes, the 3-in-1 omnibus volumes. Because of how colorful the singles are, I just absolutely love the way they look on the shelves. Just, oh, they're so colorful. And now you can see why I wanted the risers to be so high. I did double the risers so that the back row of manga could be up as high as possible so that when I have a second row of manga, the one behind it is still visible. You can still see all of the colorful spines. You can see the volume numbers, and you can even see the characters on the spines as well. And then also having art displayed in front before the shelves are just packed with books, being able to display some of my fan art and not have it just completely blocking the manga. But so right now I have through volume 90. I actually just realized I have volume 96 as well, but I set it aside somewhere when I was opening up the box sets and I just forgot to put it in with the end of the volumes. But in addition to getting these 4 box sets at a fantastic price, I'm still just so happy that I was able to get the box sets at like 45% off. But in addition to that, I ordered the rest of the One Piece volumes past volume 90 that have been released in English. And it was actually during the Books A Million 3 for 2 sale. And I also had a coupon, so I was able to get a really good deal on the rest of those volumes as well. So those ones are on the way, and I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna just put them on this side or if I'm gonna maybe like shift these ones over and then just have a little bit of manga on both sides in the front row. But I will be making some adjustments on this shelf. This is a half-size shelf, so this is actually the top of it. I do have some fan art up here that I'm still kind of organizing and figuring out how to have it on display. And then I am planning on putting more fan art on here in a way that hopefully will not look like cluttery. But I will put up a couple Instagram account names and Twitter handles for some of this fan art that I do have up. These are some of my favorite fan art that I've gotten for One Piece so far. I do have a few other fan art pieces that I've gotten that I do really like, and I'm trying to think of how I can fit as much of it as possible on display because I just want to be able to look at all of it. But this one over here is one that I got on imprint, and it's an artist that I follow on Instagram and Twitter. I really, really love their style and just all of their art. I probably am not going to have room to keep it framed like that and up on display. And I've been getting really frustrated with my imprint prints that I've ordered. Just like, if they're not framed, they're just impossible to display. But I'm thinking about cutting the border off of this one basically. And that way it would fit in a smaller frame and then I could have it displayed a little differently. I also have a few stickers that I got from a shop that I follow on Instagram that sells things for multiple artists. And from that same shop, I also got Sanji's birthday print. That was a collaboration piece. So each of these Sanjis was done by a different artist. And then this crocodile fan art is an artist that I follow on Twitter. And I did recently order their crocodile fan book from Japan. And I love it. And that's probably my favorite illustration of crocodile. And then over on this side, this is actually fan art of Sanji done by the artist in the Sumo Ashita duo. So just so cool that they're a fan of One Piece and a fan of Sanji to do a fan art piece of him. And then this poster is of Sanji, and it's an artist that I follow on Instagram. They have a whole line of posters like this for all of the Straw Hat crew. So of course I had to get Sanji, and I'm considering getting another one or getting a few more of some other characters that I like, but I'm trying to be patient and wait for my husband to read a bit more so that he can have some input so that we can each have a poster of our favorite or something like that, rather than just only having fan art of my favorites. But my husband has read through Skypiea, so he's around here somewhere, I think volume 30 or 31. And I read the whole series on the Shonen Jump app, and my husband has been reading on the Shonen Jump app, so now he'll be able to pick up where he left off in the physicals. And I am caught up to the latest chapter release on the Shonen Jump app, but when it is time that I decide to do a full read-through of the series, I am looking forward to being able to do it physically with these single volumes. But again, just really, really happy with the way that the shelves turned out and that it's like the perfect fit for my new volumes and room for my art to be displayed. I did just reorganize my whole room and moved around my bookcases and added additional short bookcases in addition to my 3 tall bookcases. So here's a little sneak peek of my One Piece shelves and my art books and Attack on Titan and Kaiju number 8. But I am planning to do not an in-depth collection tour, but just kind of an abbreviated or just quick collection tour where I just show how I have things organized, because I'm really, really happy with how things turned out. There are still a couple of shelves that I'm working on a little bit to try to just make them exactly how I want them to be. But overall, I'm really happy with my new setup and my new display for all of my manga and my fan art. But I hope you enjoyed coming along with me while I unboxed all of my new manga, my box sets, got my manga on the shelves and got everything all set up. And I'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching.